How's it been going at home with your partner during this pandemic? Are you guys driving each other crazy, kind of up in each other's space, so to speak?
What are you trying to refer to here?
Well, I think
What are you trying to say?
I think it goes without saying we're all kind of in the same boat, and
Yeah.
now we're actually, if you do the math, it's a year since this pandemic started,
Exactly a year, yeah.
right? And
Mhm.
we've seen divorce rates spike, we've seen breakups.
Breakups, cases of domestic abuse
I'm
gone
seeing
up,
that it's awful.
child abuse.
It's absolutely awful.
Yeah.
And we understand that it's not easy because I find every day is a bit like Groundhog Day. I don't know if it's like that in your house or your place.
Groundhog Day?
Yes.
What's that expression supposed to mean?
Repetitive. It's like
Oh.
it's you didn't know what it meant?
No, I really
Well,
didn't.
Groundhog Day, babe. It's the same. The movie, you know, the movie. People,
Never watched
oh, for the love of Christ!
it.
Uh,
Sorry. I don't know how many of you people out there have watched Groundhog Day, but I haven't, so I don't know where this expression comes from.
so
All I
funny.
know is that we're
Sometimes,
in each other's space.
no,
Yeah,
but sometimes I throw expressions out. You never know what they mean.
Nope.
So it's cute that
Sorry.
It's okay. It's cute. No, what I mean, babe, is that things are a little repetitive lately. And I know we're not the only ones. Kind of
We're not.
Whether
We're not.
one of you is going to work, both of you are going to work, or both of you are stuck at home. We can't see too many people. So let's be honest. We're kind of up in each other's grill.
Space, grill. Yes, we are. I mean, well, at least you go to work in the morning.
Yeah, but I'm home early.
You're home early, but I feel like I'm busy with Maya, and getting the cooking and the cleaning done, and I kind of have my routine going. So we're not always in each other's space. You come home, you eat lunch, and then you come downstairs, you do work, and I find like luckily we have a house that separates us.
It has 2 floors.
2 floors,
Thank
and
God.
you have your space in the office and whatever you're doing, either personal stuff or work-related stuff, while I'm upstairs taking care of the house and the baby. But yeah, I mean, we have had moments where we've been in each other's faces too much, even like on the weekends, because the weekends too have become so repetitive.
That's why, like,
That's where it kind of gets
I
a little
know.
bit stressful, and it's like there's nowhere to take the kids, and
I
the
know.
few places that there are, good luck trying to get an appointment at the
Yeah.
Biodome or
Yeah, I know.
anywhere that you can actually go and gather, do an activity. You can't do swimming lessons because, parents are crazy, or I can personally relate. Moms are crazy that they get up at midnight to book swimming lessons for their kids. So even that I was up at 5 o'clock trying to get swimming lessons for our daughters to start now in the spring, everything was booked at 5 a.m. the day that registration opens. So it's like, what are you going to do? You're going to go to the park? Okay, how many different parks can you go to?
Yeah.
Take a drive? The kids don't always like being in the car. You can't have anybody over, or the few people that do come over, it's my parents, so we're always seeing the same people. Right? So I get it. We're constantly in the same rut. We're always doing the same things. Yeah. And I feel bad for everyone who can relate to us right now. And yes, we get on each other's nerves. I do remember a time when you were home for 6 months in between your 2 jobs.
The world wasn't in a pandemic. That's the difference.
Yeah.
I just think, I don't care how in love you are.
It's bound to happen.
Well, it's because you're always around each other. We're always with each other.
I love it.
Right?
I love having you home, and I love...
Babe, I love being with you.
Yeah.
We
I
love
know,
spending time with each other.
But we need our own space.
But I just find sometimes I almost wish like, I can just like watch a movie or something.
Watch a movie.
Or like a show on my own. But it's like, no, we have to watch a show that we both like. Or
I even asked the other day if I could watch Jane the Virgin an episode by myself, and you
this
said
damn
no.
show.
You said no. So I was like, what am I going to watch
We've
then?
been watching this show for like 4 months. It's like so many episodes.
Because it's a long series.
But
you see, what movie? I've never once in the 3 years that I've been home now heard you say, I'm going to go watch a movie.
I meant a show, or I meant TV. I didn't even necessarily mean a movie, or like even a documentary, or just something that I can do like on my own to have a little bit of my own time.
Are you talking about during the day or at night?
Either or.
Because at night, you're always calling for me after dinner or after the kids are done. Are you going to come downstairs and watch TV with me?
Yeah, but you know what happens a lot? No, but you know what happens?
Which I love.
I'm glad you brought that up, because what's been happening, and I am not blaming you because I'm probably worse than you. We've been on our phones a lot lately, and it's really freaking shitty. And it kind of hit me the other day.
Again?
What?
Because we had this conversation a couple of months ago. We even talked about it on the podcast.
We did a whole episode about it, but it hit me the other day. I'm like, here we are on our stupid phones, right when the kids go to sleep, let's say it's 7:45, 8 o'clock. Finally, our oldest daughter's sleeping. Our youngest is already sleeping. And there we are on our phones for like half an hour, 45 minutes, an hour. And the worst part is sometimes we go and we say we're going to go watch something. So we're sitting beside each other on the couch. And there we are on our stupid freaking phones. And we're both guilty of it. And then I got to thinking, I'm like, because we're with each other so much and always together, we just figure, well, let's just check out what's going on in the outside world. It's a bit of that.
But there's nothing wrong with that. And sometimes I don't get a chance to during the day, and I only return my messages or my phone calls or check up the news or whatever the heck's going on social media, which is very little these days because no one's doing anything or going anywhere. There's no events. There's nothing. All I'm looking at is recipes.
But even if everybody else was doing something, why do we care?
I don't know, because that's kind of the world that we've kind of come to be. But sometimes that's the only time we get it at night, is that little downtime when it's quiet and like we can hear ourselves think. And then other times it's just like, you know what? I don't care what the heck's going on in the world. Let's just go watch TV or let's watch a movie. But we do make a point Friday and Saturday nights to like, that's our couple time. We try.
But how many of you listening or watching to this sit in front of the TV watching something? Next thing you know, you're both on your damn phones.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
yeah. But you've done it, yes, because you're telling me you're working, and I believe you. But then when I just see you on TikTok, I was like,
listen, that's work.
No, work is when you actually tell me you're doing something for the radio station, okay? Then I'm like, okay, I'll watch the show. You'll be listening partially in the background, and you're working, which is okay. And then other times, like, I'm returning messages, and you kind of nag me a little bit about that. You make me feel bad. And
what? I
do? Yes,
How?
You do. Because I don't think you realize how much we do in a day, or that I'm busy in the day, and I can't always return messages to my friends.
I know.
So I take that time at night, and then you ask me, babe, are you watching the show? I'm like, yes, I'm watching, but I can also return messages at the same time.
Say, let's go watch the show. I want to watch Jane the Virgin, or I want to watch The Resident, and Tina has all these shows that she loves, The Good Doctor.
So do you. You watch them with me.
Yeah, but then you sit there, we're 5 minutes in, and I'm like, oh my God, you see what happened? I look over, you're there.
That's why it's called PVR.
Yeah, but they don't even rewind it. Anyways, it's just.
But you're guilty.
Look, I'm bad, so I can't really defend myself on that. I'm bad too, but it's just I know this pandemic is definitely it's really testing relationships. There's
absolutely.
Like there's relationships who have kind of fell apart, but it also has made relationships stronger, and I think. For us and those of you who have small little kids, it's been like the ultimate test.
Well, look, like I've been off because we're on a mat leave. So, and we had 2 kids in a matter of 17 months. So that initially caused a challenge. And then add COVID. Maya was 2 months old when the pandemic struck. You were home. There was no events, no PRing, no nothing. So it brought us together. But we're lucky as a couple that our foundation was strong from day one. It's extremely important, and we have good communication skills, and we love each other. But a lot of couples, even couples that we know, didn't have that solid foundation from the get-go, and I can potentially see there being challenges throughout this time when couples are forced to stay home together or work from home and getting each other space or not having enough space. Not everyone lives in a house, right? Like your actual physical space
that's the thing.
Can actually affect your relationship and 100%. Cause the problems and tensions and stress and feeling like you're on top of each other.
100%.
You told me before we met, when you were with your ex, you lived in a small condo and you didn't have your personal space. So
I know. That's why
now
we're
you
lucky.
do, and I do love the fact that you have this room that we are now recording, that you can escape to. And you always told me you would live in the basement. The only thing you're missing is the kitchen.
I don't need much. You
have everything down here.
I know. But sometimes when I'm here for too long, I hear,
because I miss you.
Like even before, I'm like, yeah. You're like, never mind. So what? You wanted to see if I was breathing? Like, babe.
Yeah. Sometimes I just want to know like what you're doing.
I'm like, what are you doing?
You want to come upstairs, have a coffee? I don't know,
cute.
talk.
I know.
But I know there's not much to talk about these days.
I joke around with you, but it's cute, and I'm very lucky. But you mentioned something which is very true.
What?
Space. Yeah. There's people who live, and I know
space.
people who live in apartments or whatever, and they literally, or like if it's a 1-bedroom apartment, or you literally get zero space. So I highly encourage you to at least go for a walk, get fresh air. I mean, that is the
go
best
for a
thing
walk,
you can do.
go for a drive.
Now the weather's getting better.
do something, get out, go to a drive-through, get yourself a coffee.
You need it though. You need that.
Go on the
time.
balcony.
Yeah,
I don't know.
exactly. You need that time for yourself. I think
Yeah.
it's so valuable. One thing Tina is always very good about, most of the time, at least it's what it appears that she's okay with, is that like I haven't been able to go to the gym or play hockey. Now the gyms are finally open again, whatever. But I'll be like, okay, babe, I need to go for a walk. And you're like, okay. Because for me, I need it. I need the 45 minutes to an hour by myself. I listen to a podcast or whatever, and I need to get out there by myself. And you respect that.
Yeah, of course I do.
Thank
I
you
think
for
it's
that.
important. You're getting air, you're getting exercise, and you need the time to just to yourself.
It's valuable.
It's valuable, yeah. It does everybody a world of good.
Yeah. And I guess for you, it is sitting there on your phone by yourself. That's
It
the
is.
time for you.
I was gonna say, and sometimes I only get that at night, which is why, we don't always get the time to watch TV or to do something together or just to catch up on our day.
And you're busting your ass with Maya all day, and then Sia comes home, and it's just a friggin' rock and roll, man. 2 kids.
Been rock and roll lately, I'll tell you that.
If
And it can't just
No.
dump them off at your mother's or my
Yeah.
parents all the time
I
because
know.
we just can't in the situation that we're in.
But we feel for you out there who are maybe having a hard time
Yeah.
going
Not
through
easy.
what you're going through. And now at least with the rules loosening a little bit, it's maybe a little easier. It sucks because if for people out there who are at home and who maybe don't have a lot of family or can't even really see their friends. You can't even just like say, hey, let's go for coffee, or I'll meet you for breakfast, or I'll meet you here. I mean, you can go to the malls and you can.
Technically, you can go to the malls. I got away with it with a friend of mine. We went shopping together a few weeks ago because look at this. You can go to the malls. You can meet at the mall, but you can't have somebody over. It is prohibited according to commercials and the government. But anyways, people, it's sad. And we know that life has been so different the last year, but some people are adjusting and coping really well.
Well, we have to. It's been a freaking year.
Yeah, and some people aren't, and that's okay. And
Who do you think's more clingy? Is it you or me?
you,
Oh, shut up. How am I more clingy? How? Really?
okay, maybe I am, but
No,
you know what? No.
Hold on, tell me. Why is it me? I'm curious to know your answer.
You want to cuddle all the time. You want to hug and kiss at the most inappropriate times when I'm busy.
That's affectionate.
I know that's affection, maybe not.
But we're
clingy.
both affectionate
We're
people.
both affectionate. I find I can be more clingy. I like having you around. I just guess I want to have someone. I'm lucky that I have you at home. And you have another adult to speak to. It's not that I'm home alone all day with a child who I can't have a normal conversation
you
with.
Get a pass. Use
So
the kids as
maybe-
the excuse.
Yeah, just a little bit. Like that's why I've been home for 3 years. It's because we've had children, and I love that you have these early morning hours and you're home early and spend the day with us and go for walks together, and we try to do whatever we can as a family.
Is it like a
But
safe?
maybe I am clingy.
No,
I am a little clingy. I am. I won't deny it.
Is it a safe feeling when you know that I'm in the house?
Yes, that too. But not that I'm scared to be home alone or anything. It's not
No.
in that.
But you don't
regards.
like being alone.
I do. I'm an only
Really?
child. Remember that I'm an only child, and I do value my alone time.
I
and
feel like that doesn't happen very
yeah,
often.
well, I don't always get a chance to, right? And when I do have some alone time, I'm like, oh, maybe I can go shopping. Maybe I'll go get a massage. Maybe I'll get my nails done or like
You
whatever.
should do that more often. I
I
wish you
try, but then I feel guilty leaving you home with the baby, or I got to think about, okay, can my parents watch Maya while I head out for a day? And you just always feel guilty. I feel guilty.
It's
That's-
mom guilt. It's
yeah.
mom guilt. It's a thing. It's a thing, and I think you are like an extreme mom where you always just want to think of everybody else first. It is super commendable, and as
A lot of my
dads, we have
friends
trouble
and
getting
family
it.
are like that too.
I know.
All the girls in my entourage, I feel like we're all the same.
It's beautiful. You guys take care of us, but I wish you.
Yeah, we
you were-
do, and
I
our kids.
But I wish you were more selfish to a certain degree. Do you know what I mean?
I don't know how to be.
Yeah,
I don't know how to be selfish.
I know.
Like, you don't think like now with Easter coming around, I wouldn't like to have the whole family over.
It's just a lot of work.
Okay, well, in the future.
It's a lot
In
of
the
work.
future. Next
It
year,
is.
we'll have a party, hopefully.
Yeah, I know, but then I'm like, man, you're like, it's because for you want to have the big thing.
Yeah.
But anyway, I that's where going back to like having space. I don't mind that part where it's like, oh, we got space. It's good.
Yeah, we do, because we have the physical space as well.
Yeah, because we made some. We actually made some adjustments in our house that actually helped with that. But hang in there for those of you who are struggling right now. It's not easy.
Yeah, it's not easy. And don't ever feel guilty or ashamed or embarrassed to seek help, or even just to talk to a friend or someone you trust about how you're feeling, what you're going through, because you're not alone. A lot of couples are not alone. And even people who are single and having to work from home and be alone all day long, I can't imagine how that is too. Yeah. Maybe they would appreciate having someone in their space, but then they might think, "Oh, you're in my way. Get out of the way."
That's true.
You never know.
You bring up a good point, because even times we've talked about this in the past, even on my show, we forget those of you who are completely alone. Yeah. And we sometimes alienate you, and that's not fair on our part. So we understand that, being alone is...
The struggle is there too.
Is very tough. We're just coming at this from the other side. Whereas we've been together or living with somebody for quite some time, and then kids come into the picture. So if you're in that situation, then you get it. It's funny. You always want what you can't have. You're alone. You want people around. People around.
You want to be alone.
You want to be alone.
And then you have kids, and they're constantly clinging at your leg and hanging on to you, and you can't just break free and be alone because they're constantly following you.
But that was one of my biggest things when we were having our first daughter. I was like, oh my God, super selfish thought, kind of. But I'm like, behavior. I'm going to lose every independence that I had by myself. But it's been pretty good.
A little bit you did, and I lost a lot.
Well, I know, but you see, that's why it's so selfish of me to even think that, because I see what the mother goes through, what you go through, and I'm like, just shut up, Vince. Just shut up. Don't say anything.
That's why sometimes I like Saturday nights, put the kids to bed, and then we enjoy a meal together on our own.
Yeah, I know. I know.
And even pre-pandemic, sometimes I felt like you were never home, even when you were home. And I still feel like that sometimes, because you're busy with other things too, not just with work. And you could spend the whole day in the office, and I'm upstairs, and I'm like, "Hi, are you home? Like, what do you want to come up for a coffee?" Like,
people always think, they're like, "Oh,
I feel like you're home, but you're not home."
Yeah. Well, it's a choice that I make. It's because people think that, you work mornings, so what you do, you just do a show and you go home, or what do you do? The thing is with me is that I have my own studio, so I cut clips from home, I operate the show, I'm the producer of the show, I'm the host of the show, I do everything, I do a lot of the technical and the content, jobs. I do a lot of voice work on the side, I do DJs, mixes for people, I do a lot of social media, and now I'm doing TikTok, so it's always something, which is... I know it's part of me doesn't even want to do half of that, because I don't really have to. It's not paying the mortgage what my job is, but the other things, It's
because you enjoy doing it, and you're good at it. That is your passion, along with radio, and there's nothing wrong with us. I understand if you tell me, okay, I got to record something, please, be a little bit quiet and whatnot. So I understand that. But take for last night, for example, you had to host an event, a virtual event, and literally last week you told me, "Do you think you and the girls can go eat at your parents'?" I was like, "Sure, no problem," because it was like a 5 cassette, and we wanted to give you. It was live, and when you did a rehearsal, how funny was it that Sia ran into the office and interrupted your virtual meeting?
That was funny. That was funny. I assured them that wasn't going to happen,
and it didn't, because I got the girls out of the house.
Thank you for that, because in our house we can hear all the running and right above the.
I left you alone about an hour or two before the event started, and then I was still out while you were done.
Felt like a single man, I had the whole house to myself. I didn't know what to do with myself. So many things going through my head.
I know, it's weird, eh?
It is so
Sometimes
strange.
when we are alone, we just don't know what to do.
It is so weird. Well, we do always have to eat, and on that
absolutely.
note, let's bring up our friends over at Steak Bleu, who have just been phenomenal. Now they actually, because they only had variety boxes, but now you can select your own boxes, which is really, really cool. This is a vacuum packed meat made right here in Montreal company. And they deliver right to your door, and now you can customize your own box. It's pretty cool. Go check it out
if you want, or they still have their pre-made, the pre-made
boxes. They have chicken boxes, mincemeat boxes,
and probably soon barbecue boxes for the summer.
Yeah, that's true.
I'm sure they're going to be restarting with those as well.
Can't wait for that. So if you type in the code FAST10, that's all one word, FAST10. They'll knock off 10% at checkout on their website at steakbleu.ca. You can check them out on Instagram at steakbleu. So we're going to end this because I need some space.
Yeah, so do I. I need to go upstairs.
Good, I'll stay downstairs.
Okay.
That's why we have 2 floors, 2 bathrooms.
We're just missing important. 2 kitchens.
2 kitchens would be nice, yeah. That would be nice. That would be good. Okay. Love you, babe.
I love you too.
I'll get out of here. Bye.
Goodbye.